This is Manoj. He just woke up. It's a Monday and he has nothing much to look forward for the rest of the day. Slowly, his thoughts are turning negative. He's wondering why he exists.
Life, death.
He's contemplating about the deeper meanings of life and is one step away from becoming disinterested about everything in it when suddenly he hears the ever-familiar voice, the soulful melody that brings back joy into the lives of millions of Indians. The sound of his mother making dosha for breakfast.
Dosa, 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 dosa.
Now, before we begin, here is a pronunciation lesson. Dosa, although written like this, is pronounced in different ways across India. You can call it dosa, dosai, tosai, dose, dosha, and the variations go on. A dosa is made using fermented rice batter. In appearance, it resembles a crepe or a pancake. It's made using a non-stick pan and a ladle. Making the dosha takes practice, especially the part where the batter is poured and spread on the pan. Usually, the mother of the house is the only person who will have the skill to make a perfect dosa. On occasions where the mother is not around, the father tries his hands and mostly fails miserably.
Anyone for cup noodles?
Based on thickness, there are two types of dosa. The thick one, which is often compared to a pancake, and the thin one. The collective name for these dosas is plain dosa. Both the dosas are prepared based on preference. When masala is added inside the plain dosa, it becomes a masala dosha. At a home scenario, the sada dosha is considered standard, while plain dosa is premium and masala dosha is supreme. Now, how do you eat a dosha? To many, it may look shaped like a pizza. However, you don't slice it to eat it. Neither should you use a fork and a spoon to consume it. You don't shred it. You don't usually start from the center. A dosha is eaten with your hands. Pluck out a piece of it, roll it, and then dip it in the accompaniment and consume. The dosha is not to be treated like a wrap and dipped. Neither should it be rolled with a side dish inside it. It's not illegal, but hey, you don't want to embarrass yourself. Dosha has primarily two major accompaniments, sambar and chutney. Sambar is much like a crude vegetable soup, and chutney is made from coconut. You can always pour the sambar and chutney in a side vessel and consume dosha. But those who love dosa beyond the fact that it's just another food item would pour the accompaniments into their vessels. The soaked dosa is then consumed. Now, which are the kinds of doshas available? There are over a dozen varieties of doshas you get in restaurants. Here are a few of them. Set dosa. The reason it's called set dosa is because it usually comes in a set of 3. It is a thick form of dosa and is validated based on its softness and spongy feel. Plain dosa. This is the restaurant name for the thin and larger dosa. As the name suggests, plain dosa has no added flavors. It's simple and plain. Plain dosa also happens to be the second most popular form of dosa. The masala dosa. Masala dosa is the most preferred form of dosa across the planet. Dosa is believed to have its beginnings in the southern parts of India. North and South Indian cuisine are in fact very different. Masala dosa is believed to have made dosa popular in the northern parts of India since it included boiled potatoes in it, and potatoes were an integral part of North Indian cuisine. Uttappam, which literally translates to raised pancake, is a type of dosa that is thick and has toppings. It's white in color and has toppings such as tomatoes, chilies, and onions. The paper roast. This is the longest of the lot and it will take only an actual foodie to finish one of this. The paper roast is not prepared at homes and is mostly available only at restaurants. You can also order this in case you don't wish for another person to sit next to you.
My kingdom, go away.
The length of the paper roast can also increase your anxiety as you have to constantly look from both ends to make sure that no one is stealing your dosha.
My precious.
Now, which is the best dosa combo? At a restaurant scenario, a dosa alone is not going to make the meal complete. When you place the order, the waiter will specifically ask you if you need vada with the dosa.
One masala dosa with vada.
Are you sure?
Bring it.
Vada is made of urud dal, which is a form of lentil. Vada comes with dosa as an accompaniment, but with extra cost. Sometimes the waiter serves vada without asking if you need it. So you may have to be vigilant and let him know whether you need it or not. In case you don't see it, you may end up eating it, only to find it on the bill and argue with the server for having charged you. It's a common sight in most Indian restaurants.
What are you cheating? You're cheating. I'll take it to Supreme Court.
Once you have the dosa and vada, there's one more item that you need to have to make it the gold-plated combo. The Indian filter coffee. The dosa, vada and filter coffee is the trio that probably have had the longest lifespan on an Indian vegetarian menu. Dosa to an Indian is not just another form of food that can be consumed. Rather, it induces a form of joy and feeling of hopefulness in him. No matter how hard life is treating you, a folded dosa in a steel vessel with some filter coffee is the best thing that can happen to you on a dull day. Don't believe us? Wait until you take the first bite.